Welcome to Jadda's Craft Cottage. Today we're going to make these reversible tissue box covers. This one is a fall theme or Halloween, and if you take it off and flip it inside out, you have a Christmas theme. This one is a spring theme, and we're going to turn it inside out and make it into the 4th of July or a summer theme. These are easy to make and it's nice to have around the holidays. So let's get started. To make these reversible tissue box covers, you'll need 2 fat quarters. I have a spring fabric and a 4th of July fabric. They're contrasting colors. Some freezer paper, about 18 inches by 22. A plastic curtain grommet. This is 1 9/16 of an inch. A fusible interfacing. Some thread that matches the top and the bottom. A ruler, paper scissors, cloth scissors, a pencil, and a marking pen. The first thing you want to do is measure your box. Now this is 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches this way. And I'm going to leave that as a 4.5 inch square. Then I'm going to measure the width of this, which is also 4.5 inches, but I'm going to add another 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put 5 inches on this side, and I'm going to add another 1/2 inch on the length of it, and it'll be 5.5 inches. So I'll show you what the pattern looks like. You're going to take your freezer paper and fold it in half, and then fold it in half once more so that you have a square. Then I've made the design on here, so I have this on the fold of the freezer paper, and you can see the middle fold here. So I measured from the middle fold out 2.25 inches on both sides, so that equals up to 4.5 inches. And I also measured 2.25 inches up on each side. Then I measured 5.5 inches down, but 5 inches across, so this is 2.5 inches up and 2.5 inches on this side. So 5.5, 2.5. I'm going to lay the 2 fabrics on top of each other and smooth them out, and now I'm going to put my pattern right on top of it. Put pins in it and I will cut it out. You're going to cut this just a little bit inside the line, so instead of it being 5 inches wide, we're going to make it about 4 3/4 inches. So I'm going to just cut inside that blue line. As you can see that the interfacing is just slightly smaller than the pattern itself. I'm going to use a Teflon ironing mat just to make sure that my iron doesn't get messed up. For the second piece, I'm going to fold it in half and crease it so I can have some kind of an idea where the center will be. And I will crease it on this side too. Now I'm going to lay this so that the wrong sides are together. The right sides will be facing out. Now this is a batik, so it doesn't matter what side it is. But you can see I have a little cross in the center. That's my center. I have marked the center with a blue marker. Now we're going to take the grommet template and put it in the center. When you buy your grommets, you will get this template. And there's some markings, opening markings here, so you can check where your centerpiece is. So I'm going to mark where it's opened here, here, and you can see there's a slight little circle here. Now I'm going to go to the sewing machine and sew around that circle. I put some pins just around here and I sewed around that circle. Now, if you see this, this is the right side and this is also the right side. So I am going to cut this circle out. You want to trim this as close to the sewing line as possible. Now you're going to take your grommet. One grommet has a bunch of little nails in it that can poke through the fabric. The other one has like a railroad track. We're going to take the one that has the railroad track and we're going to put that underneath first and ease the fabric around the sides. Now we'll put the nails part of the grommet on. Just snap it in, and you might need a hard surface. So I'm going to move my ironing pad away. And you can just hear it snap. You can see that the grommet is on both sides and it makes it a finished look. Now we're going to separate them, and I'm going to sew along the edges of each one of these pieces here. So it's going to go right here, and then I'm going to sew this one to make my box. You can see how it's turning out. I did a 1/4 inch seam on each one of these sides to now make it a square. I will now do the same thing on the opposite. I have 2 square boxes, but they look like wings. I have sewn the sides together and I ironed them all the same direction. I also ironed up about a 1/2 inch because I want that to be a nice clean seam here. So I did it on both of them, and now I'm going to flip them over so you can see what this is going to turn out like. I will now take some pins and line up the seams with the other seam and make sure that the edges match. Now I'm going to take this to the sewing machine. In my top thread, I'm going to use a gray, and in my bobbin, I'm going to use a navy blue. I have made a narrow stitch at the bottom edge of this cover. Now we're going to put it onto the Kleenex box. This will be our springtime box cover. Bring your tissues right up through that little hole. And if you want to flip it inside out, you're ready for the summer and for the 4th of July. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. A day without sunshine is just an extra day for crafting.